right, this is the third video in my series, our series, I'll call it. It's yours and mine. Is airtight sealing or hermetic sealing better or worse for comics? This one is arguably one of the ones that people uh, come to me the most about and said, "You're wrong about this, or you're wrong about that," or and a lot of varied caveats and what have yous, right? So, or also known as, do I vacuum seal my ASM 300? Should I, should I put it in my seal a meal and keep any air from getting into it at all? Well, the problem is you want to keep some things out, and you also want to let some things out. So this is the crux of the problem. The pros of airtight sealing are that it dramatically reduces the availability of oxygen to the book, slows oxidation down. Doesn't eliminate it, but it slows it down. It reduces what we call the ingress, or the adsorption of water vapor or humidity, and its fluctuations. Now, the amount of water itself contributes to acid or to cellulose hydrolysis, but that's not. But the change in the paper puts wrinkles in the book, right? That we can press out later usually, but changing of the humidity doesn't really destroy it so much as it does make wrinkles. It does make it harder to press later. The paper gets what I call the big wavies in it. It does block external pollutants from atmosphere, depending on where you live. NOx's, SO2, sulfur dioxide, ozone, depending on where you live. But the caveat, the catch, paper emits its own volatile acids, usually acetic acid, vinegar, and formic acid, as it ages, as the degradation of the rosins and the cellulose fibers themselves happens. These are byproducts of acids you would like to get away from the book. So those are some problems. If you trap them in a completely sealed environment, those acids will accumulate, and they greatly accelerate the book's own internal hydrolysis mechanisms. So there's iron in there, it's catalyzed, it's books of goner. Right? So moisture sealed inside a bag can't equilibrate as much. Well, I guess it could technically, but it tends to make a little microclimate, and the humidity tends to concentrate towards the outside edges of the book on the cover. It gets there, it cools a little bit, sometimes cooler, sometimes hotter, sometimes cooler, moves around, sort of locally concentrating the amount of humidity that is in the book, a little tiny microclimate, and can collect mostly between the cover and the plastic, which is worse for it. Plasticizers and cheap polymers off gas from the polypropylene or the bag if it has them, and they can't escape. They get stuck on the book. They're not always they don't always have to be really bad, but they can be depending on what they are. If there are any microbial spores in your books, and some of you have found this, right? Basically, you just made a bold banquet and they're chewing on the paper. So you really want to. I mean, there's another story of it, right? You don't want the mold spreading to the other books, which is the other part of it. But the warm, humid environment they enjoy greatly. Ultimate verdict: slightly ventilated archival enclosure, right? So you've got a top of your bag bent over, right, allowing gas to escape. A backing board made of mylar is better than a fully airtight one. This is why museums use mylar sleeves, and they put documents in buffered folders or with some buffering material behind them. They put them in archival boxes with slow vapor permeability, meaning that the books themselves, the boxes themselves, are vapor permeable, but not vapor, not open to the atmosphere entirely. They're not hermetic seals. Airtight is good for oxidation, but bad for acid accumulation. Balance is the key. And if you were to take your books out, once or twice a year of their bags and read them, or leave them out to off gas, put them back in, and then re-airtight seal them again. That'd be probably the best preservation method. So that's my verdict on hermetic sealing.